Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today on Hey Buck Outdoors, we're going to go over 3 great 22s I think every outdoorsman should own. So let's get into the video. Hello everyone, before we get into today's video, please do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I try to put a video up every Saturday around noon Central Time. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out what I do here and promotes the channel and the algorithms. Thank you. Alright, let's jump right into it. These rifles are in no particular order. I'm going to show you that this 22 is unloaded, as you can see. Starting off at the top of the list, again, no particular order, this is going to be my Savage 93 GL. It's a 22 Magnum. This one is left-handed because I was born wrong-handed. Takes 5 and 10 round magazines. Savage does a pretty good job with these. The only issue I've had is with the 10 round magazines, certain types of ammunition. I believe it's the Hornady Critical Defense did not want to feed all the way. Pretty good rifle though, walnut stock. I believe it has a 21-inch barrel, pretty much like a bull barrel, as you can see. Does come from the factory with iron sights. I got this special mount that's designed for the 93. I don't know the name of it. I'm sure I can find it. On top of it though, we have a Leupold 2-7 by 33 VX Freedom. Overall, a great little hunting rifle for squirrels, crows, rabbits. Good thing about 22 mag, it's pretty versatile. Take anything from crows all the way up to coyotes if you absolutely had to. I would recommend though, if you're going to go after coyotes with this guy, probably do it within 75 yards. Out of this length of barrel with I believe 40 or 45 grain ammunition, you're going to get a roughly 300-400 foot-pounds of energy. Not too bad. Trigger on this, you have the Savage Accu trigger. I've got like 1.7 pounds on this guy, so let's try it. Incredibly light. I know a lot of the purists are like, oh my god, you just dry fired a 22. No big deal. But yeah, this setup is my go-to rimfire setup. I have a Montana Sling Company leather sling on this guy, that Leupold, and the mount. And overall, it's a really good rig. Rifles go for around $300. I picked this up back in 2022, so that might have gone up or down depending on what the heck is happening right now in the world. Scopes on these, so let's see, this VX Freedom goes for about 300 bucks. The mount I believe was about 50. Pretty easy to zero, not too bad. Putting them in like that at 50 yards. That's what I do for my zero for this guy. I'm not generally going to take shots longer than 50 yards. With this though, the 22 Magnum can. Savage is a good company. You have a decent warranty on this guy. I've never had any issues that have made me want to get rid of this thing. I'm probably going to hold on to this thing for the rest of my life and give it to my kids. Hard to find good left-handed bolt action, so definitely am a fan of this one. Pretty smooth as well. So yeah, that is the Savage 93. Let's move on to rifle number 2. So rifle number 2, this is a newer acquisition of mine. This is the Winchester Wildcat in 22 long rifle. I wasn't too sure about these guys, but I ended up picking one up. I got a screaming deal at the place I work at. Got it for like 184 bucks. So overall, not too shabby. The awesome thing about these is they do take the Ruger rotary magazines. This is just the 10 shot, but you can put the BX15s, BX25s and whatnot in here. Also comes from the factory with the Picatinny rail, so you can mount your optics up there. I probably will be getting a Leupold VX Freedom for this guy. You have a peep sight and a front blade sight. Line them up for you guys there. Not too bad. I won't show you guys that it's unloaded. Oh my god, nothing in there. Just a good little setup, especially if it's extremely wet and rainy out. I'm not going to take out the wood stock. Having the synthetic, you do have this part removed, kind of like a skeletonized stock. Very light, probably about 5.5 pounds. You do have a bull barrel, so I would be interested to see if you could take this front sight off, which I think you can. You could probably get this guy threaded and 1/2x28 and put a little can on here. Throw a little 1-4 or 2-7 on here and you are good to go. I think normally these things go for around 230 bucks. I was a fan of the Pistol Grip 2. It just feels more natural. A lot of rifles are going to this newer style. The traditional lines are like that Savage. They're pretty good, nothing to complain about. Now on this one I do have a Quake Claw sling, just a polymer sling, and I love these guys. Makes it a nice handy little rifle. Having 10 rounds, squirrel hunt, just carry around a little box of 22s and it'll be nothing to write home about, but nothing too terrible. So in order to lock this guy back, I have not made a full review on this yet, but lock it back with the magazine inserted, so you do have the last round bolt hold open. Pretty good from Winchester. Winchester makes these guys in Istanbul, Turkey. Like close to half of the firearms on the market now are made in Turkey. They seem to know what they're doing. This guy does have button rifling. I know that's an issue for some people. Heard the accuracy compared to this and like a Ruger comparable, this might be a little less accurate, but for a 22 it gets the job done. You do have a little slotted Picatinny rail up here, so if you did want to put a bipod, if you're going to be shooting this from a bench or whatever, you can definitely do that. I'm going to ghost the trigger for y'all. I need to remove the magazine to do that. Your safety is going to be like the Ruger, the rear of the trigger guard, red means dead. Put it up to my shoulder. Just a nice, handy little rifle. I love the way it points. That pistol grip just feels so much more natural than even the Rugers. So we're going to do that real quick. Line up the peep sight. A little bit heavier of a trigger. I'm curious to see if that's going to lighten up any as we shoot it. But yeah, overall not too bad. Picked it up for, again, 185 bucks. Am I putting that magazine in the back, or what am I doing here? There we go. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the pick rail. Let me know, would you guys put a red dot or just a standard 2-7 on this guy? I guess you could throw a 3x9 on it too if you wanted to. But yeah, sling studs, pick rail, and a peep sight from the factory, and it takes a Ruger mags. It's about roughly $100 cheaper than the Ruger 1022, so I don't know. I'm gonna give it its chance. I'm gonna take it to the range and probably put close to 250, maybe 300 rounds to this guy, see how it does. See if it's reliable or whatnot. So stay tuned for the full review on that. Let's move on to rifle number 3. Now, something I think that should be in everybody's lineup if you're gonna be a small game hunter and you want a couple of 22s lying around, maybe not a Henry in particular, but a rifle that can shoot 22 short, long, and long rifle. Gives you that ammo versatility, so God forbid we find ourselves in another ammo craze where it's hard to find anything. You can find and run almost anything through these guys. Now, this is the Henry small game carbine and 22 short, long, and long rifle. Picked this guy up when I was stationed in California. Something I love about it is you do have a Skinner sight straight from the factory, so beautiful little peep sight. And man, you just get a crystal clear picture when you line it up with that brass bead up there, the front of the barrel. It has an octagonal barrel, so that's pretty cool. I think it's like 16.1 inches. I believe you can fit 12 22 long rifles in here. Fit them through there, or you can put them through the top. The good thing about this, I have run close to 300 rounds through this rifle. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Good little squirrel gun. It is kind of heavy, so I would recommend getting like a sling attachment for it if you're going to be carrying it all day. Super smooth. I just had a Winchester 94 Ranger that I showed in. This is just super smooth compared to that. I've never had an issue with this guy. I've fed shorts, longs, and long rifles through it. Nothing to complain about. The trigger on this, I will ghost it. Oh, I hate, this is the one rifle I own that I don't want to dry fire, but I'll do it for you guys. Lighter than the Winchester Wildcat we just tried, but heavier than the Savage 93. These guys go for between $400 and $500 when you find them. You do have the larger loop. Makes it a little bit easier to actuate and load the next round in the chamber. Nothing too crazy. You can take off the Skinner sight if you want. I enjoy it, but it does have a, I believe it's a 3/8 lever mount on there that you can mount optics to, so that's pretty neat. Beautiful walnut furniture, the fore end and the stock here. Got a couple dents in here just from this thing rattling around in the truck and whatnot. Not too crazy though. You have a, I think it's a plastic butt pad on here. Got the Henry logo. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna hold on to this thing as well. I'll probably never sell it. I mean, they have a lifetime warranty. Great little gun. I think honestly, if you get to the point where you can afford one of these, they are more expensive than just the normal Rugers or even that Savage 93. This is about $100 less than that Savage 93 combo. Let me grab it real quick. So I have, I want to say like $650 into this guy with the sling, optic, mount, and everything. And this guy goes for between $400 and $500. I think I picked it up for around $500. mean, nothing too crazy. If you want just a good 22, keep in the back of the truck, maybe throw an optic, maybe not. I think this is definitely a great option. But yeah, that's the Henry small game carbine and 22 long rifle. So we went over a couple, three, not a couple, different 22s today. I'm a fan of all these. The only one I haven't really shot that much is that Winchester Wildcat, and I do plan taking that out here relatively soon. My favorite 22s to run through the 22 long rifles are the CCIs, the Mini Mag, and then they have some sort of subsonic rounds that I'm looking forward to running just to see if it's any quieter. Because yeah, you don't necessarily need hearing protection when you shoot 22s, but cutting down on the decibels is always a good thing. These are my pick for the top 3. Again, are these the best in the world? I don't know. It's the ones I have experience with though, and it's the ones that I can recommend to you in good faith. If you want a detachable magazine, I would stick with the Savage here or the Winchester Wildcat, and you're not going to go any wrong. The magazines on these guys though tend to be a little bit more expensive, about 20 to 30 bucks depending on where you can find them. They have the black anodized ones, and they have stainless steel. The good thing about the stainless is, God forbid you drop it in the woods, it's going to be a little bit easier to find than the black one. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is this one of the rifles you would carry, or would you just stick to the Ruger 1022? Thank you guys for watching. Please have a fantastic day.